this evening. Yesterday and today, one of the top news stories is this push to defund city police departments. And of course, this isn't something that's going to happen anytime soon, but they're putting this seed in our head, getting rid of police. And they're doing it at this time where we've been talking about the technology takeover. And of course, in recent months, we've seen the stories about the robotic dogs being unleashed in parts of the world to search for people who are carriers of coronavirus. Robotic dogs programmed to search for carriers of the virus. These dogs built in Massachusetts of the United States of America. We've also seen in recent times the demonstration of robotic soldiers, that the future of war doesn't need to be fought with human beings, it can be fought with robots, kind of like the Terminator. And of course, that means in the future, they could have robotic cops. Can you imagine being pulled over by a self-driving car and out comes the, AI-powered robot to give you a ticket, to check to make sure you haven't had too much to drink? Because this is where we're heading. This is where we're heading. And this is why they're giving all of this to us right now. Again, just like when we had the field of Democratic candidates, looking back, it clearly wasn't an accident that we had a Chinese candidate, Andrew Yang, talking about technology phasing us out and why we need, essentially $1,000 checks mailed to us each month so that we can pay for rent, because most of us aren't going to be needed for employment. And then, we get phased out and Big Brother tells us that we're non-essential workers. The only thing that's essential is big box retailers, and we all get a $1,200 check in the mail. So again, you have to look at what's going on, the events taking place, the ideas that are being presented to us, introducing to us what our future will be. And since it is June 8th, and this is going on right now, I will remind people about the year 1968. That's the year 2001, A Space Odyssey came out, the movie about AI, technology, computers overtaking man. That was 1968. Remember, that's the same year the term coronavirus was coined. That's the same year World Trade Center construction began. That's the same year 911 was made the national emergency dialing code. It's the same year George W. Bush graduated from Yale in Skull and Bones, and a number of other important things. They say the mastermind of 9/11 was born in 68. Boeing debuted their jumbo jetliner, like the ones that flew into the World Trade Center supposedly. Again, there's a whole lot more to 68, which I've talked about many times. But again, that year, all of these plans went into motion. It was connected to 9/11. After 9/11, they passed the Patriot Act. And the Patriot Act gave Big Brother the right to have surveillance over us, which was easy for them to do because they were allowed to listen to all of our conversations, collect all of our text messages, all of our library records, and so much more. But at that same time, we had just gotten cell phones. So we had this thing that was now, Big Brother's tool for access into our lives. That had just come out at the same time as 9/11. Now we're getting coronavirus at the time of this very sophisticated 5G technology that allows them to have, that much greater surveillance capability over us. Plus, there's cameras everywhere now. There's listening devices in everyone's home. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. I don't have one, but, I guess I do have one of these smartphones, but I haven't bought like the Alexa or the, whatever else. But all of this technology around us, it gives Big Brother access into our homes. And you have to realize all these big tech companies, they have government contracts, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all of these companies are partnered with Big Brother. Again, right now, what's taking place, this agenda, coronavirus, we're seeing what's going on. Big tech making big profits, big box stores owned by billionaires making big profits because all of small businesses are made to close. So all of the wealth of this country is siphoning up more and more towards the top. Who really controls this nation? The wealthy and powerful. So the people who control the nation are benefiting from the agenda. And, they realize in the world that they're creating, they're going to create a lot more have-nots, desperate people. They're going to create the reason for more crime. Desperation is what brings crime. Nobody goes and robs somebody's house unless they have no other way to feed themselves, you know. So they know that they're creating this world where there's going to be a lot more need for crime because they're taking the wealth of humanity. So, you know, they see their future. They're not going to need police. They're going to have a better form of police. They're going to have surveillance everywhere, cameras everywhere, tracking everywhere, robo-dogs, robo-cops, you know? And the tracking, don't be surprised if it's in our own bloodstreams. Just like how in November 2019, MIT announced that their project, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the computerized dye that gets injected in your bloodstream with a vaccine, they announced that technology was ready. And if they can do that, if they can create a dye that goes in your bloodstream that holds all of your medical records, just imagine what else they can do. They're only becoming more and more advanced. So, again, this chatter of no police departments, it's because they have a even greater police state in mind that will be fueled through the technology that's become available. And people need to wake up to that. And all the people falling for the agendas, you know, you're helping enslave yourself. So that's what people need to know. And with that said, Truth Seeker, back to work. Got to finish this book. As soon as I'm done, copies will be shipped out, and it'll be time to pound payment because there's a lot of places that need to know about this work. All right, Truth Seeker. Till next time.